Okay, 96 days out for the meet, max effort bench day today, and what we're going to be finding out is whether or not the volume reductions I made last week were enough to let me train this week, progress, and not feel like I'm falling flat on my face.
And if you're new to the channel, this is me documenting everything that is and will be necessary to go from a complete pec rupture and repair in 2023 all the way to reaching my goal of hitting the biggest total in Canadian history. We started out coming back from that pec tear in under 9 months to hit an all-time PR total, then moved on to dropping over 100 pounds of body weight in order to start building back better, which is what we are working on right now. Not a whole lot of this has been fun or easy, but my hope is that by sharing the process, you're going to be able to learn something that will make you a better lifter.
What I'm thinking for today's max effort movement is, with last week being the floor press, I do want to run something else that will be a little bit load limiting that I haven't touched in a very long time, because after the pec surgery, well, it felt so freaking terrible that I kind of just avoided it, which I'm realizing is a mistake that we should probably work to fix here. When I was back in Florida, incline bench was absolutely one of the best drivers for my comp bench strength. And the hope is right now, after all of the incline dumbbell pressing we've been doing, it should be a little bit less pathetic than the low 300s we've done the last few times we tried to incline on the barbell. And because I'm a princess, setting up the incline inside the ER rack just so I can dial in the rack height and not have a super deep J-hook to deal with. Yep. You have to go a little bit up, but this will be close enough for warm-up. Yeah, probably just up one, maybe two. Yeah, that'll be perfect. And I am feeling a little bit of that elbow spice there with the deeper elbow flexion of the incline, so we'll see how it does warming up. If it does feel like it is going to be a big limiter on how well I'm able to do, I'll toss the shoulder taper pad down, but we'll wait to make that call. And something I'm making sure I'm doing here after watching the floor presses back that I was a little bit ashamed of, then watching the speed benches back that I was even more ashamed of, is making sure my scap position is dialed so I can get that left elbow all the way through. Zero elbow spice on that one, so optimistic at this point. Another thing that I'm doing is, because it's a variation that we haven't really run in a super long time, taking smaller jumps than I normally would, so 245. Feeling decently strong though, so we'll go 285 next. Getting side spotters for this one just because it is an incline, and even though I think this jump should be zero problem, I'd rather not have things get sketchy. Would prefer back spot from Darrell, but Darrell's on the potty, so gotta deal with the less adequate help. And only saying that not because I think Leanne is a bad spotter, just because she's probably too short to side spot this effectively. Feels really good, actually. Dumbbell presses might have done what I wanted them to. So thinking 315 should be good if we're dropping her to singles. Never mind, Morgan needs the quarters, so I'll let her go first. Okay, got the quarters and more height appropriate spotters, so let's smash this.
Got it. There we go. Roll. Yeah, that was shit, is it?
Well, I haven't really run it since I ripped the pec off. Because I tried it a couple times in the prep post-surgery, and it just felt so fucking bad. But now I've been doing an incline dumbbell, so I'm like, let's bring it back. So just kind of finding out where we're at. And perfect world, we make this feel easy enough that we can go up again and make the next one feel easy as well. I just got to remember that this is 5 pounds less than the total weight I'm dumbbell pressing. Bah!
Come on, dude. Goddamn.
Yeah, I think we're taking another one. And because it's getting heavier, I'm going to cheat a little harder with the belt and the mouth guard. Not that it makes a ton of difference, but I feel like having it on, I can just get a little bit more locked in. I'm going 4. I think we earned another jump. 405 in the bar now, so time to go to the happy place and have a little fun. Yeah, that was freaking fun. And it's like, yes, I could go up, but I know I don't need to go up. And it's like moving 405 that well. I know I'm strong. I don't need to prove I'm strong. I need to just keep that little bit in the pocket so I can keep this shit rolling. And on that note, auto jam presses. Original plan here was to just do these on incline, following the incline bench. But I'm thinking with a little bit of elbow snaggle I was still feeling the early warm-ups, running her flat should let me do better work. So let's see if they feel better than last week. Because I am really hoping we can go up from 1 red. Never mind, did not feel fantastic, so we are going to be pivoting to plan C. But I think the saving grace of that not feeling fantastic is it actually makes me feel better about how the incline moved, so I'm at least okay with it. And the hope is by running this machining with bobber, we should be able to get a little bit better feels than we did with the barbell. Probably gotta drop the seat, but having that stability, much elbow flender, like still feeling it, but it doesn't feel terrible, so we'll drop the seat, out of plate, and crank. Also, really wanted to try this thing again because I was paying attention when Joel was using it, and what I noticed is he pushed the foot pedal down first, then grabbed the thingy, then got it to the bottom so he could get to the bottom without being just like choking himself. So we'll see if this works better, which it definitely does. And elbow does not feel any worse than 1 plate, so we're good. Very tempted to go 3 plates, but considering that I am trying to make sure the elbow stays feeling good, we'll go 2 1/4 first. And even if I am trying to keep the elbows feeling good, I still do want to challenge the triceps half decently. So if this feels really good, we'll go up. If this feels just okay, we'll jam reps till it gets hard. And I think the smart call will be leaving it there for set 2. As much as I hate making the smart calls, I'm proud of myself for doing it more often than I used to. So we'll drop the seat a little bit lower for this next one and give her another good crank. With how the elbow felt there, like kind of regretting not going up, but with how heavy it felt, I'm glad we didn't go up. Now for a little more elbow lubrication, got the good old prime spreaders out, and we're gonna do some push downs, if it wasn't obvious. Definitely need more weight on the stack than this though. Hopefully this is, we probably still could do more weight, but trying to have 0 elbow feels, get a big pump. And what I want you to notice with the long handle is I'm not keeping elbows packed in because leverage kind of sucks that way. If I let them drive out, get a better angle on the triceps at the top, and then as I spread to the bottom, make sure I'm maintaining tension. So I don't know, long handles, let the elbows come out, and it feels better. We definitely need more weight, so I'll put more weight on. Okay, hopefully this is finally more appropriate. What I'm realizing is this push-down tower is just really light, because I keep like taking what I think should be fairly substantial jumps, and it isn't getting much harder. We'll just do some reps here, and then go up. A little extra volume ain't gonna hurt for that therapeutic intent. Kind of got hard. Almost got the full stack here, so if this still feels elbow juicy, we'll just put the full stack on for the next one. I think we're gonna put the full stack on for the next one. Yeah, we'll load her on, and like, I am not thrilled with how the elbow feels, but considering how main presses have been performing, I'm also not very worried about it, and it does seem to be getting better and better every time I train, so we're on the right track. And going full stack here, which, I mean, I want to be proud of myself for it, but understanding how light this thing is, it's not very impressive. Oh yeah, feels good. Ashamed with how quickly that got difficult. Now, for more embarrassment, we're back on the world's heaviest pec deck, and after how it felt last week, like, it felt good, but pecs were so freaking tight for a couple days, so I think we're going to be a little bit smarter, keep it lighter, embrace that disgusting stretch, and drive reps fairly high. I mean, we can probably go up from here, but I'll finish the set out first. Yeah, we can definitely go up. This is lasting much longer than I intended it to. Can't believe I'm still doing reps. Finally got adequately difficult. Responsible jump, though. Hopefully, a responsible jump. Want to be able to do at least enough reps that I lose count here, so we'll see. I mean, good thing I can't come past 3. I hate this thing so freaking much in the best way possible. And we're going to do one more because that first set really didn't count for anything other than a warm-up. So, round 2. Such a disgusting squeeze at the top. Yeah, as much as the thing sucks, freaking wonderful. And part of me wants to flip around and run rear delts on that first, but like I really want to go do side delts first. I think the other side delt machine is open, so I hope I don't regret this choice and come back to find that the pec decks are all taken again. But that sounds like a future Seth problem, so juicy side delt machine it is. This thing is also wonderful. So I'll grab another 10, run another one here. We shall crank. Walking back here, pec decks are still open, so hopefully it stays that way while we're running the spready pull down machine. Once again, keeping it light, making sure I'm pulling as far down as I anatomically can. And I think the plan here is just to run 2 plates until it feels like I can no longer get good work in with the 2 plates. Because that is still absolutely adequate work. Anyways, round 2. And looking at it right now, reverse pec deck's still open, so I'm going to hurry up and unload this thing. And I'm both excited and terrified here because I have not got to run the ridiculously heavy machine for rear delts yet, so let's find out how ridiculously heavy it actually is. Because I'm always like questioning when I run it for pecs, like, are my pecs still just that weak post-surgery? But considering that what I had on it for pecs did not move, we're going to take a good chunk off and it's making me feel better about what I was doing for the pec side of things. Could probably go up from here, but we'll get a warm-up in. Gonna go 30 kilos. Yeah, not as heavy. We're gonna have to use this more often because it is terrible. Like 30 kilos on this feels heavier than full stack on the other one, so I don't know. Gonna go up to 35 for the next one. Hopefully, I don't regret that decision. That is so heavy. So conclusion of the experiment is I do in fact feel better about what I'm using on the pec side with that thing. Now time for the requisite bicep slot, just so that I still look kind of jacked for that third attempt deadlift on the platform in December. Because that's what really matters on meet day, right? I mean, not really, but I'd rather have bigger arms than smaller arms, so we're keeping some buys in the picture. And this machine is just like the easiest to get into and set up and go, so that's why we're doing it. No fancy reason. I'm okay with that set. So we'll run another one here. Trying to make sure we're getting that full extension for real this set. Pumps are fun. And I was about to get up and go and find my spot ab strap, but there's some kid walking towards me holding it right now, and I don't think he's bringing it over here for me to do my flexor raises, so we may have to improvise a little bit. Okay, improvisation plan. Remember that when we first got in here and there wasn't any cable option, I ran this glute machine backwards for hip flexors, and it was absolutely horrendous feeling. Just gotta remember how I set it up, and I think it should be adequate. And like, not quite the same as the cable, but disgustingly hard, so it'll work. Probably could afford to go lighter, but I'm too lazy to take the plate off and put a 25 on. I might have to make this a more regular thing. The only thing holding me back from that is how stupid it looks. Cannot help but laugh because of how terrible this is. Yeah, that worked as substitution. And it is a little bit early to say for sure, but that incline press makes me feel very confident that we are well on our way back. And like, it's a long ways off of a PR, but with how well that moved and knowing that I did have more jumps in the tank, like, I am just so freaking relieved sitting here right now. And maybe going 405 was a little bit of a mistake today. We won't find out until next week, but the beauty of Conjugate is that if next week I feel like the 405 was a little bit too heavy for what I was ready for, all we do is pivot variation and run something that's going to be a little bit more friendly for how we're feeling, and we will still be able to get good work in. And that's why I'm stoked that I decided to go back to the True Conjugate, because it's the system that I know the most, I know how to manipulate, and part of me was thinking I shouldn't be doing that right now because I have been feeling so inconsistent, but if I know what variations to run based on how I feel and I can make those calls in a day, I think it is going to lead to better progress for me in both the short and the long term. And if it becomes apparent that I do need more technical practice when we do get into the meet, well, we just run a little linear peak and we are going to be good to go. But as I was saying, it's just like, holy freaking shit, this is a weight lifted off of my chest to start feeling like myself again. Because the whole worry is, when I started this process of dieting down so I could build back up, I had so many people telling me that it was a dumb idea, that I was wasting my time, I should just stay the same body weight and try to recomp. But I knew that if I did this right, it would work out way better. And I think the fact that I have so much more tissue than I ever had before when I was just staying the same body weight for years on end, on that side, it definitely worked. And now that the strength is coming back and I'm actually feeling like we are on the path to smack some PRs, it's not even like an I told you so, but it's just like, I'm glad that I believed in myself. I'm glad that I bet on myself, and I'm glad that I didn't give up when things were looking as rough as they did. Because, I mean, you guys saw how rough it was. It definitely felt pretty damn rough there for a little bit. So, I don't know. I'm just stoked. And it's like, one of the harder things to do as a lifter is recognizing that if you are trying to make really big changes, if you're trying to rework your technique, if you're trying to bring up a leg and body part, if you're trying to lose body weight and build back up like I was, it's not going to be an automatic fix. There will be time, and as long as you stick it out until it works, it is going to work. And my whole kind of plan was, even if it didn't work this time around, I would just keep sticking it out. I'm just very glad that it's started to work again. So I should probably stop rambling. But anyways, guys, thank you so much. Have a good rest of your night, and I will see you in the team.